What's up, guys? Farm Wrestler here. It's my actually inaugural vlog. I've had a lot of people asking me about what my life looks like and what my day-to-day looks like as a full-time farmer, arm wrestler, construction guy. I pretty much do a lot of stuff, a lot of different ways. My life is pretty crazy, to be honest. But what we got today is we're going to be doing some hay work. I put a lot of hay down yesterday, and we got to get the tractor ready to rake and bale and move hay if everything goes well. Probably cut some more today as well. It's supposed to be 105 today, so things should dry out pretty quick. But I will be getting wetter and wetter as the day goes on. I do not like the heat. I'm a big guy. So stay with me, stay tuned, show you what we got. First thing we're gonna have to do is get rid of this bucket. Removing the bucket, we're just gonna pull out on this pin and lock it down here. That releases this capture. Fire up. So we've taken that pin loose. Get rid of this. Look who decided to show up. Grandpa, my farmhand. Helps if you're in gear. That's what I've heard anyway. Try not to run over anything important today. Come in here. You gotta love this quick connect stuff. I'm on it now. Crank it up. That pin automatically resets, and boom, we're ready to go. So now I've got to get rid of this blade on the back. We'll go over here where I'm going to park that today. So the first thing we got to do is disconnect the hydraulic top link here. I'll get you a picture of that. It's here. I always disconnect this first. Always put pins back right away because you lose them otherwise. Over here, gonna hook up to the rake. Used to be my least favorite part of haying, even though it should have been the easiest, but you know, I don't know if you can see it there. That's the rake that I used for more than 10 years, and we were manually deploying it and folding it up. Got it rigged with all kinds of chains and extra materials to make it functional. It was a piece of garbage when I bought it, and it only got worse. So this should be much better. Assist from Grandpa always makes it easier. typically do these hay fields is I'll make 6 passes around when I'm cutting. I'll pull 2 together when I rake, and so I'll have 3 loops around when I'm raking, and that gives me a lot more spaces on the ends to turn around with the rake and not have to back up and do all that. It's about the easiest way I've figured out how to do it. So we've finished our rounds. We're going back and forth now. It really doesn't take that long to rake a field this size, maybe 30 minutes or so. It'll be a lot faster if the field wasn't so rough. This is our roughest field. Only able to go, 6 to 7 miles an hour without bouncing myself and the equipment to pieces. So it is what it is. This field, it was really inconsistent when I was cutting it. Some of this grass was, knee-high when I was cutting it, and some of it there wasn't hardly any grass, where there was low standing water. But after last year, we'll take literally any hay we can get, because we have no carryover this year. We burned through everything, so I'm baling everything I can this year, see if we can get ahead. I like to have extra hay stockpiled for bad years like that, but it just didn't happen. This past year we had hay in our area going for close to $200 for a large round, just grass bale, and that's a little bit ridiculous. I didn't have to buy any of that, but you can find yourself underwater real quick if you do. But I made a way without it. So we'll get this finished up, and it looks like it was still pretty wet down underneath, so it's probably going to need to dry for a few more hours before we bale it, which is fine with me. I hate baling in the heat of the day, because everything gets so hot. I don't like fires. I've had some bad experiences with fires in the past. Not a baler yet, knock on wood. Oiling the chains. So I started baling. I've made 1 bale, and it could be a little bit wet yet. Let's go check it and find out. We got a 16.9, 23.7, a 20.6. So it's a little bit wet. I bet by the time I reload the net, you can see the red stripe there on that bale. That means I'm about out of net, so I think by the time I get another roll of net wrap in the machine that it should be dry enough. That first bale is sure ugly, but the windrows on these first couple of passes were pretty sparse and ugly. And when you get a crappy windrow, you end up with, it's harder to make a nice bale for sure. So we'll see what happens. So that's the E401 or the E104, I can't remember which it is, but that's the net is out. And this is still reading just a little bit high. I'm going to go ahead and load the new net in, and we'll pick it up in the morning. A little disappointed, but that's farming. These are great for hoses and extension cords. I usually hold on to a few of them. Keep stuff organized. These tear really nice. Like they engineered the plastic to tear. And of course I put the net in. Wording goes the right way, and you know you've got it in there right. Instructions. Under here. Start me off. And pigtail. It's like braiding with girls helped. I use this little chainsaw tool to turn this. I find it's easier than.
Did you loosen?
Yeah, I loosened that. Otherwise you could. Is that far enough?
I don't want nicks and cuts on this thing. I don't think we have a wrench, do we?
I think I put the socket set in.
Which way? I got it. Pull this a little bit further. Make sure the net gets started. See, this is how you're supposed to do it, but it's never worked real good. Even when we've had we put new brake pad on it and everything, but it doesn't always work. And then you always want to make sure the brake is engaged. Otherwise, as you're going, you'll be spooling out. Then we'll close this up.